Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? We're going to be walking. That's what we do here. And today we'll be doing a McDonald Avenue walk. I am just coming off of Avenue C in Kensington. And I am about to turn right here onto McDonald Avenue. Looks like we got a little bit of a flooded corner. But we're going to be walking a long distance. We're going to be walking all the way down. We're going to be walking all the way down to the end of McDonald Avenue, where McDonald Avenue turns into Shell Road, and that's all the way down on Avenue X. Want to get past this bus because it's a bit noisy. Alright, so yeah, if you think about it, we will almost cross every letter in the alphabet. We started on Avenue C, and we will be ending the walk on Avenue X. So we should cross every alphabet. Now we are just, there goes the F train coming out of the subway. So this is the F line. The F line runs along McDonald Avenue once it comes out of the subway here. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, my train stops. I believe that train just got out of Church Street Station. And the next station right there is that I know, because I used to get off at that stop when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to get off at Ditmas Avenue and walk over to Montauk Junior High School. I had to go to Montauk Junior High School for 1 year for I was in a special program for, they had a photography class in there. And they only offered it in if I remember, it was 7th grade. And I wanted to do it. So I got on the train. At a young age, I would ride the F train down here. Now, a lot has changed down here since I was a kid. So I'll explain a couple of things, a little bit of history here. So this area right here on Cortelyou Road, it used to be all train tracks on the ground and above. This was an undeveloped area for many years. You would literally be able to walk down these streets. There was no homes, there was no buildings down this stretch of road over here. It was a lot of ground rails, and they were just developing the area. And then up there, if you notice, that's the old Culver line, L, that used to go down to 9th Avenue. Now, when I was a kid, they were just finishing tearing this thing down. And they left this section up here. Now, here's a little bit for those people that might ride on the D train. 9th Avenue, not a lot of people know this, but down below on the 9th Avenue station, there is a train station down there. All right, you know what? I'm gonna wait for this train to move. Trying to speak and compete with an overhead train is not really the best practice. I was saying, this railway you see here that turns, this used to go down 39th Street, if I'm remembering correctly. And it would then go underneath the 9th Avenue train station. And people would take, it was called the, I think it was called the Culver Shuttle. I apologize, it is noisy down here. I should have warned everyone. This is going to be a busy walk. There's a lot of industrial warehouse type style businesses that go all the way down to Shell Road. As I was saying, if I could finish the story before we end the walk. The train that used to run there, the shuttle train used to get on that train, used to be able to take a shuttle train over to 9th Avenue and then catch the, back then it was the B train. Well, this is going back many years. It's like, I would say even before I was born. So anyway, with all that nonsense out of the way, talking about nonsense, let's really get to McDonald Avenue. Today is a nasty day. It is raining. This is the Ditmas Avenue station. So this walk will be noisy. There'll be a lot of traffic, a lot of trains overhead, and there will be, you know, I'm sure there'll be times where there's some road rage, so you'll hear some truck horns or car horns going off like crazy, possibly at times. Now, at time to time, there are homes that are on McDonald Avenue. On either side, there are apartment buildings and homes, but this is mostly a commercial zone. Now, we're going to be walking a long time, so. See across the street there's some homes there. You can see those homes. They look very out of place, but those homes have probably been around a long time, since when this road was created. Now this road's been around a long time, but it hasn't always been called McDonald Avenue. It was Gravesend Avenue for in the beginning when it was first created. And sometime in the 1930s they changed the name to McDonald Avenue. And I was reading about this some time back, but When they had changed the name, they had the people that lived in the town of Gravesend at the time, because that's where this road will take you, will eventually be in Gravesend. Right now we're in Borough Park. But when they were changing the name, I had read that there was a big legal battle where they tried to stop it for many years. They were concerned that the name would destroy the history. I'll have to stop talking a lot on this route. The F train runs pretty regularly up on this elevated rail. But anyway, I was saying they tried to stop the rename of the road because they were afraid it was gonna, it was gonna ruin the history. It was gonna hurt the businesses. But in the end, obviously, it got renamed and is now McDonald Avenue. And this is going back in the 1930s, so almost 100 years ago. Definitely not recent history. So the weather today is obviously it's rainy, it's nasty, and here comes another train. I believe the next stop should be 18th Avenue. So before this walk, I did another walk. I actually walked into this neighborhood all the way from Bath Beach. I did a walk in the rain when it was really coming down, so you'll see that walk come up on the channel in a day or two. And I'll be honest, that walk started out really nice, quiet, with just rain, and then we got into this neighborhood and it went from quiet and rainy to no rain, but a lot of traffic and a lot of noise and a lot of car horns going off. I know I've said this a lot, and I'm going to stress it right now. So I'm not shy about this. So I'll just say it. I'm not saying anything bad or anything. I'm just telling you the truth. Borough Park is the worst neighborhood when it comes to traffic. The worst. You don't want to be in Borough Park, just for that reason. It's really noisy. People they just don't have proper driving manners. You'll see people gunning through the red light. There was a walk I did last fall or summer where I literally, during the walk, I'm walking and a guy was running a red light and almost ran me over in the crosswalk. This is 18th Avenue. So But yeah, this is a neighborhood that is just not traffic friendly. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because in the walk that's coming up, the rain walk that I did, the first half was, it was nice. It was, you had your rain coming down. It was pretty heavy. It was really windy. I was walking through a storm. It's kind of calmed down now, but it was, at times you'll see when I get that walk up, the rain is blowing the wind is blowing the rain around. The umbrella's moving around. When we got into Borough Park, like as soon as we crossed into Borough Park, the first thing that happened was there was this traffic jam. I want to say it was over by 60th Street as I was crossing over the N line. And this one truck, he left his hand down on the horn. And now that I remember, I was walking past the 68 precinct house, and he was just holding his hand down on the horn the whole time for like a block. And it was funny because you don't see it on camera because I was aiming the camera forward, but as I'm walking by the precinct, two cops came out. They opened the door. They were like, what the hell's going on outside? They probably heard this guy just holding his horn down. But I've just always hated the traffic in Borough Park. Now I know most people say, well, that's great for the YouTube. That's great for the walk or whatever. People like to hear that noise. Hey, to each their own. If you're into that stuff, then sure. But there's a lot of times where I decide, should I cut that out, But then it would just ruin the whole experience, I guess. So I leave it in. What I do instead is a lot of times I'll put a warning or I'll put a note in the video and says, hey, it's going to be a loud car horn or something. But I would definitely warn people and I'll put that in the video. I'll probably say, don't use this as a sleep aid. People like to use my my rain walks as like sleep aid, but you don't want to try to fall asleep to that one. You'll get woken up 30 minutes in. By the way, this is called Parkville Avenue. I am walking with the battery pack connected, and that's because we just did a previous walk and I'm charging it up as we do this walk. The weather has, even though it's still misty and rainy, it's a lot better than it was about an hour ago. About an hour ago, it was coming down pretty hard, and it was windy. Got ShopRite right next to me. It's starting to rain again. I've had the umbrella up even though it wasn't raining because I knew it was going to start raining again, and I wasn't going to get into putting the umbrella back up. This is the Avenue I train station, and this is Avenue I. This is a pretty big intersection. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cross over to the other side. I'll tell you why in a second. All right, here we go. A lot of stuff happening right now. They got a big hole in the street here. All right, we're going to be on this side for a while. There you go. I said it was going to be noisy. So the reason why I came over to this side, two reasons. Number one, the rain is coming in. It's really a logistical thing for me. The rain is coming in from the northeast. These buildings will help block that rain coming in behind me. And the second reason was the obvious reason you just saw, that the intersections on that side are big at times. And that is because you have, if you look at a map of Brooklyn, you have a lot of streets that cut in on a diagonal, and a lot of times you'll have two streets meeting into McDonald Avenue. Like you just had back there, you had Avenue I, and I think it was like 47th Street, but it's much harder to cross, and it could take long for a light to change, and I don't want to be standing at intersections wait for a light to change. So we're gonna stay on this side for a while.
Gracias.
Here we are at Avenue J. So this is a stretch of road. I was saying earlier, it's a commercial area. There is housing, mostly apartment buildings on top of these stores. McDonald Avenue, before it was McDonald Avenue and it was Gravesend Avenue, was a major transportation route into and out of Gravesend. Farming goods, supplies, stuff of that nature back in the day. It's one of the old major routes in Brooklyn that lead to other places like Flatbush, Gravesend, cuts through the neighborhoods of Borough Park, Midwood. And the I said this earlier, the F train runs along this L elevated rail. I guess I gotta go into the street here. As you can see, it is just a major commercial zone. It's not the prettiest place in the world. It is what I like to call a gritty city type avenue. It's got a lot of stuff going on. It is really raining right now. Do one of my rare rain walk commentaries. I never do commentary on rain walks. Unless, of course, we've already started the walk. As I was saying, if I'm doing a commentary walk and it starts raining, then you're gonna get commentary. It is really coming down right now. So we are at Bay Parkway, and that over there, I believe, is Washington Cemetery. I don't know if they still call it. That's what it used to be called back in the day. As a matter of fact, that old building there has been around a very long time. And it says Washington Cemetery on it, so. We'll take a look at it. This is an old building. As old as this cemetery. Look at this. It's a really old building. clean off my lens. So yeah, we'll be walking in between these two cemeteries. I got a cemetery on this side and a cemetery on the other side. It's called Cemetery Row down here. There's a lot of cemeteries that, I would say a lot of cemeteries. Let's just say there's a lot of cemetery ground in this area. And the big question on everyone's mind is what possessed me to do a couple of walks on a day like this. And well, I've been wanting to do McDonald Avenue for a while, and I figured what really went down was I wanted to get a rain walk in for the year, our first one for the year. So I took the 16th Avenue route, and it just so happened that 16th Avenue runs right into McDonald Avenue. Well, technically it doesn't run into McDonald Avenue, it runs into Day-Hill Road. And then right around the corner from Day-Hill is McDonald. So really, by doing the 16th Avenue walk, by necessity, I have to get back, right? So it made perfect sense to get this one in. And I kind of was like, should I do commentary? Should I not? Because, you know, the way I do this channel is I like to do both formats, where I talk and I don't talk, because there's two types of audiences, right? There's an audience that doesn't want to hear me talk, let's be honest. And I'm okay with that. And then there's a other part of an audience that does want to hear me talk. So I decided to go with the rain walk, no commentary, because that's how I usually do those walks. And now we're doing commentary on the way back into Gravesend. Funny enough, I've got to, you know, I'm still way out of the area. When I get over to Avenue X, I still got to get back into Bensonhurst. So I might do another walk. Who knows? I might throw the camera on and you might see 86th Street. It's been a while since I've been on 86th Street, so might as well. We'll see. I don't know if I'll do that, though. I've done 86th Street enough times. I live over in the area. And we'll save it for another day, maybe. Now, I could be wrong. There's an athletic field to my left. It's a big football field, and I believe it's the athletic football field for Erasmus High School. I'll give you guys a look. This is what I'm talking about. Avenue M. We started on Avenue C. And we are going all the way down to Avenue X. Right now, I would say we are in the Midwood section of Brooklyn. Looks like we got some a row of two-story apartment houses. And we're gonna cross back over onto that side so we can at least get that side in a little bit. Decorplanet.com. Decor Planet. I said Decker. Yeah, those intersections across that on that side are really big. I believe that's 60th Street meeting up with Avenue N. So you have 60th Street, Avenue N, and McDonald Avenue. We got the light, so I will take it. 60th Street up this way is 60th Street, and this right here is Avenue N, and we will stay on McDonald Avenue. Oh, we got an old classic here, man. Look at this. One over here. And you have one here. Oh, I picked the wrong side. Because we are about to walk through nothing but a parking lot. actually a good idea to cross. You all get to see the many different aspects of McDonald Avenue. Like I said, it's a very heavy commercial area. So you got a lot of auto shops over here. A lot of auto body workshops down here, so all the cars are just left here on the sidewalk. Yeah, this car here is missing a whole wheel. Accident. So you got some collision places down here. You got an ambulance over here. That's not good. If somebody got hurt on the job, they got to reset that counter. You know that counter that says 0 or so many days since the last accident? Well, if this is a work-related incident, then I guess they have to reset that counter. All right, we're gonna get back across the street because it's too congested with all these cars on the sidewalk. All right, we're back. This is better. We're just gonna stay on this side. Yeah, I think it'll be easier just to stay on this side. And I got the light at Avenue O. I just remembered something about, I think it was Avenue O. I'll ask anybody that's lived in Brooklyn the last 20, 30 years if anybody remembers Monty's. It was a deli that had the best roast beef sandwiches, like amazing roast beef sandwiches. And if I remember, I think it was Tuesdays, there would always be a line out the door to get those roast beef sandwiches. Now, I think, I could be wrong, but I feel like it was on Avenue I remember it was like on West 14th something. I know where it is by sight, like, because if you drive down there, you just know how to get down there. But it's in this area where it used to be. It's not around anymore. It's now a laundromat. It got turned into a laundromat. But I believe it was on Avenue O. You can still find it on Google Street Views. It's not like it's been closed for like 20 years. There's still some old pictures of it. It was funny because they had that type of sign. It made it look like if you were walking by and the gate was down, you'd think it was like a pub or something. It had like that kind of font that you would see on like an old English pub. It was a deli. Monty's. Avenue P is coming up. We did an Avenue P walk sometime back. It was back in November, and it rains on that day. Got the billiards place over here and Lulu. Lulu is like one of those lounge club type of places. There we go. Just drive your car on the sidewalk. Don't you love that? I guess there's some kind of like privilege to drive your cars down here on the sidewalk. Now the devious side of me, I would have just stopped. I would just kind of like got in the path. To, obviously I'll see if she slows down, but I would have been like, "What are you doing?" I know there's like a healthcare place over there, but that's not an excuse to be driving up on a sidewalk like that. A house just stuck right here. Two houses actually, one here and one right here. I am not going to walk under the scaffolding, and we are going to get back to the other side. It looks like it's a lot more manageable on this side now. Well, the first thing is the intersections are no longer diagonal in for a little while, so we can just cross right over. And I don't think there's any big auto shops down here that are blocking the road. So. And this right here is called Quentin Road. Whenever you see Quentin Road, I gotta change my hands with the umbrella. Whenever you see Quentin Road, you know you're very close to Kings Highway. I don't know why I remember it like that, but Quentin Road is, it actually cuts through Kings Highway, which is coming up here. Kings Highway is a strange road, man. Just look at it on a map. It starts in, it bows out, it comes back in, it snakes around Brooklyn. The old Kings Highway, before they built, you know, the areas over there in Bensonhurst and Dyker Heights, I mean, Kings Highway went all the way down into Fort Hamilton. I did a lot of walking today. I needed to do walking. I was kind of busy working on some things the last few days, so I haven't been able to get out. Here we are at Kings Highway. Remember, we still got to get to Avenue X. We are still a ways away. They said it was going to be a long walk. Sounds like the train just pulled in up there. And the light's about to change and we'll be crossing over. Here we go. They have been doing work down here on this rail side for a while. Pretty much refurbishing all of the elevated rail down here. As you can see, everything is covered up, even underneath. wipe off the lens in case there's rain on there. It's hard to tell with this small screen if the screen is fogged up. It's like a recycling place. We only just got to Avenue S, I believe. So if you know your alphabet, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, we're going to X. Eventually we'll be hitting these roads. Once the spring and the summer come in, we're going to be down here a lot. Doing some Midwood, get back into Gravesend. Here, we started doing a lot of Gravesend this year in Sheepshead Bay. So we'll be getting back into the area as we work our way east. That's the plan, really. Get some Midwood in here, Gravesend, get out to Canarsie. Do like a Flatlands Avenue walk. Go over by Flatlands Avenue. Get down to Canarsie Pier. This is a very old home here on McDonald Avenue. Still in its original state. Along with the land and the big 250-year-old tree. I will wait for this person to pass me. And we will continue. You can see still has the original yard. Those trees, all these trees are very old trees. My lens got a little water on it. There we go. We've been doing some long walks lately. We did Fort Hamilton Parkway just the other day. Before this one, I did. You guys can kind of see what I look like today. This is how I look. There I am. You see me? There I go. Before this walk, I did a rain walk, and now here I am on McDonald Avenue. and Avenue T. It's another avenue we've walked. So now we're in Gravesend now. This is the Gravesend section. Here is if you're a local in the New York area, and especially in Brooklyn, and you guys watch baseball, you'll probably recognize this place. Of course, the train was going to pass over when I want to talk about it. Fiberama. So they do doors, they do awnings, and they do windows, and they have a commercial that generally plays, you know, during like Met and Yankee games. Like if you watch the Yankee games on the Yes Network, or you watch the Met games on SNY, you'll always see a Fiberama commercial at least once an hour. So I had to give them a little plug over there. They get free advertising. They should tip me. Here we go, Avenue U. And we got stuck by the light. So what we'll do is we will cross over to that side. We should be able to cross this pretty quick. There's no traffic over here, so. Alright, I just pulled the battery. So in case you noticed a little flicker, that was why. We're almost done with the walk now. We are hitting 67 minutes. Basically an hour and 10 minutes almost. And we are cutting across Neck Road. Okay, so here we are, almost at the end of the walk. So you guys get to see a really large section of McDonald Avenue. But we are coming to the end of the walk soon. This right here is Village Road. Village Road South. One of the original roads that's still the same state from the early days of Gravesend. My microphone, my wireless mic, this is kind of funny. So I'll be talking into the camera. It is off. When it goes down to 25%, it shuts off. Never mind that there's still 25% of power. it just shuts off. It's like, you know what? I'm done. You know what? I don't care. I don't want to drain out completely. You're going to have to now talk into the camera. Now I can connect that mic onto the battery pack. But you know what? We're at the end of the walk. We're getting towards the end, and you know, I'm not gonna pull the cable back out of my pocket and throw it on. We'll just grin and bear it for the rest of the walk. We don't have much left of the walk anyway. I want to thank everybody for coming along the walk if you're still awake. I know some people like to sleep through this stuff. This stuff helps people sleep. You'd be surprised. It's fine. Just make sure that you know, you fall asleep early and the video will keep playing for the whole time. It'll count as a full 100% watch. Avenue W. We all know what comes after W, right? The end of the walk, that's what comes after this. Avenue X is coming up. So we walked a total so far, we'll be adding a few more minutes to it, but we have walked about an hour and 15 minutes. Walking all the way from the Kensington area, all the way through Borough Park, Midwood, and ends in here in Gravesend. And I believe this walk was also close to 4.5 miles. Another big 4.5 mile walk. After I had already walked the rain walk from 16th Avenue all the way down from Cortelyou Avenue all the way down to Dayhill Road, which I will be putting up on the channel in a day or two. And I have to continue to walk, as I will be making my way onto 86th Street right after this. I will not be recording the 86th Street walk though. If you want to see 86th Street, I got a few of those. I got the Street Festival 86th Street. I got a few. I'm always on 86th Street. I live in the neighborhood, so I don't like to constantly do the same thing. So if you're into the 86th Street, we've got a few of them. I also have a walk here that we did from 86th Street to Avenue X. Basically takes you past L and B, takes you down here past McDonald Avenue onto Avenue X. But this is where we're ending it, right here. We finally made it. We reached our destination. And I want to thank everybody for coming along. And if anyone's wondering if I'm tired, no, I am. I'm just getting into my second gear right now, so I'll be walking in this direction, going down 86th Street. So anyway, everyone, take care, stay dry, and I hope to see everybody on the next walk. So take care, catch you on the next one.